at it, the Double RT Boxing Show. Your host, Mr.A. 2 days, 5 efforts, but I finally came around and I finished the Jose Benavidez showcase of a poor effort against Terence Crawford, still champion, still a WBO welterweight champion. Now let's get straight into it. He got knocked out like Mr.A, and we discussed right here on the Double RT Boxing a little later than we discussed it, but we said it was going to be a knockout, easy one-side knockout. We said Jose Benavidez was going to have a jab. It's going to look clean, but the thing is he punches too wide, and towards the end, Crawford was just going to be able just to pick it apart right down the middle, and that's what happened. Now, I gave Benavidez round 1 and round 5, and the rest was just Crawford. Now, just because a piece of shit is brown doesn't mean it's going to taste good as a Snicker, and that's what this was. You know, piece of shit fight, and they tried to dress it up as a Snicker, as a piece of shit laying on the ground. You know, hey, it's brown. Is that a Snicker bar? And they constantly like, no, that's a piece of shit. Well, you sure it's not a Snicker? No, that's a piece of shit. You sure it's not a Snicker? And that's all they kept saying. They kept trying to hype it up. Behind the scenes, weigh-in conferences, the whole trash talking at the press conferences, throwing in the punch. Nothing but putting a wrapper on a piece of shit and calling it a Snickers. You know, Jose Benavidez went into this fight with his opponent's winning record 38-142-7. The people he beat to his last 2 fights, Rojas and Strode, the people they beat, their opponent's winning record was 38-142-7. That's who Crawford was fighting, the guy who beat that. So what the hell? Just because a piece of shit is brown don't mean it's a Snicker, alright, folks? And that's, you know, everyone's like, oh, you know, Jose Benavidez is making a strong case of himself. No, he didn't. This guy was sparring Pacquiao and Miracon when he was 16 and 17. And try to sell us on that shit. Like they were really trying to knock that kid out. You know damn well they're just okay. You know, just give this kid some angles, throw some punches at him, gets up. No, man, Miracon and Manny Pacquiao, Tim Bradley, we're not trying to knock no 16, 17-year-old fucking Jose Benavidez out. You know damn well their coaches and everyone saying, hey, just let the kid go. Just like they told Lomachenko and don't beat Shakur Stevenson's ass, don't beat fucking Ryan Garcia's ass. Just let them do their thing. Just like Crawford and Stevenson. Crawford went a little hard on Stevenson, but yeah, I bet you he could still go more. They're not trying to beat these little kids' ass in these sparrings. So for them to try and sell us on that, especially a decade ago, it was bullshit. Okay. This fight, Benavidez had the jab going in the first early rounds. You could see it troubled Crawford, just like we discussed. The only thing Jose Benavidez had was a long jab, and he had some body work, but it's too wide. So for the most part, it was by the time it loops there, Crawford was already throwing something down the middle. And the one round he did land a body shot, round 4. It stumbled Crawford. It was kind of half a shove and a body shot. So people were making a deal that the body shot hurt Crawford. Tomato. He caught Crawford a couple good shots, and Crawford threw a lot of pity pat shots at him to keep his he did the Lomachenko type thing. He had threw a lot of comedy. The crowd was going crazy. He got points for just throwing shots. All that stuff a lot of it was being touched on, caught on the gloves. But what it did, it kept Benavidez's hands up, and it opened up the body shot to the right side, and those eventually slowed. Well, it's hard to slow down the one-legged Benavidez, but we're not going to say that because his style of fighting right now against Crawford, one leg or not, it's the same fucking guy who fought those two, Rojas and Strode. You know, so I don't want to hear nothing about he had one leg. He didn't. It's the same motherfucker who came into the fight beating people with 38 and 142. So that's who Crawford fought. You know, he fought a nice fucking fool's gold. You know, if you're in Southern California and you go to Knott's Berry Farm, that old fake ass golden mountain, you know, you that fighting a miner's gold. That's fucking fool's gold. They gave us fool's gold in the fight. They sold it. Crawford looked good. He looked good. Not what it's anything I didn't expect. You know, I expected a little cleaner performance, but overall it was considering. I actually thought he was gonna move a little more and pick him apart, but the fact that I think he just knew at any given point I'm gonna sit here and exchange. If I need to, I could pull back and move away. And he felt Benavidez. He knew Benavidez couldn't, with that one bum knee, couldn't catch him, so he decided to stay in the pocket. Like I said, he threw combinations. There was like pity pat combinations, 1-2, 1-2. The righter might get in the straight right, but basically it was just scoring some points, getting the crowd involved, and a body shot. And in the 10th round, 11th round, he threw in those combinations and just threw an uppercut, cracked him when it was like a grazing side to the temple. That you see his knee just buckled. That shit like fucking transformer buckled. He fell, got up. He was trying to dodge some things. You know, finally just got caught with 2 little left hooks or right hooks. The referee stepped in and stopped it. The whole fight gonna be as you know, getting hit. It's like, bro, enough with the machismo shit. You talked all this shit. You ain't doing nothing. You're waving your head, looking pathetic now. It's like round 8 and you're still waving your head. Do something, dude. You talked a lot of shit, but it was an easy victory. It's just like I said, it was fool's gold. It was a piece of shit wrapped in a Snickers, and they told us it was good. And me personally, it's gonna be more of these. We'll talk about that in the next episode of the Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr. A. Thank you for tuning in.